Hi, my name is Cosplay Vicar. Welcome to my newest video on YouTube. I'm a Death Trooper, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper in the UK Garrison, a part of the 501st Legion global community of cosplayers. If you are thinking about building any cosplay, research is key. Research, research, research. You will make mistakes. You'll buy the wrong thing if you don't research. And if you're thinking about building Darth Vader, then I just want to do this book review with you. When I was completing my Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back build, a couple of the guys on the Sith Lord detachment recommended this book, and I cannot more highly recommend it to you. So I want to give you a bit of a book review of this book. It's been out about 20 years. It's called Star Wars: The Complete Vader. It is an excellent book, and there's a few reasons why I want to recommend this to you if you're building Vader. There's a number of things in here that I think is just super helpful. Now, one of the key things for us as cosplayers is research and photographs. Now, the internet is filled full of photographs. You can find pictures from the movies, you can watch the movies, you can do stills. But knowing the history of the costume, knowing how they put it together and what they used originally is really interesting. Like, if you know how your costume was originally built, then you can choose to maybe build it the same way that they built it. And particularly if you're looking at one of the original trilogies, then actually you can, there's a lot of found parts out there that you could use, that you would then use to build your Vader. So over the coming months, I'm going to be dropping some videos from my Vader build, showing you the found parts that I found. Now, there's just a whole bunch of stuff in this book that's really helpful. I mean, it starts with some great drawings from Ralph McQuarrie of the original design for Vader, which I just find really interesting, just, kind of looking at the history of how this character was put together, how it formed, how it shaped up as they approached the movie, then how it was actually put together for the film. One of the cool things about this book, it has loads of these little flaps in here. So I'm going to take that out now. Loads of these little flapped areas in the book, and it's this that I want to show you. I think this is super cool. So in the book, you've got these little flap sections, and in the flap sections, you've got these little pullouts. Now, these are reproductions of things that were produced at the time of the original movies. Now, one of the neat things about this book is it's got a beautiful typed up description in here of the original costume that went on tour around the world post A New Hope. So what we've got here, which I think is so lovely, is the Darth Vader costume instructions, and it talks you through in the instructions how to put on the Vader costume. So what they did was they produced a number of reproductions of the New Hope Vader costume that they then sent on tour around the world. And I remember seeing Vader in a supermarket in Castleford in West Yorkshire as a kid, and it'll have been one of these costumes that's referenced in this book, because there's only 5 or 6 of them, so that kind of number. And what they've done here is they've listed what the parts are, the order it should be worn, things to just be wary of. Please darken the area around your eyes with black makeup so that your eyes will not be visible through the costume. I love it. Order of dress. Pants, translate into the UK audience, trousers. Your trousers, shirt, vest, codpiece first. Now, it's interesting because I put my boots on first and then I put my shins on. But these guys say, no, you put your vest on, then you put your codpiece, chest plate with straps, then the inner robe, then the belt, and then your balaclava. They call it stretch mask, balaclava, your boots, then your shin guards. So your boots and your shin guards, are the last thing to put on. Mask, chest plate, outer cape, helmet, and gloves. So it's just got this really lovely description. And on the back it says this: to ensure that your appearance goes well with the costume looking its best, we have formulated some guidelines for the care of the Darth Vader costume. Because the costume cannot be easily reproduced or repaired, we ask for your cooperation. And it just lists: do not store loose batteries or aerosol cans anywhere near the costume. You take those things out when you're done with them. Please remove the batteries from the light belt so the acid will not corrode the springs. Please keep the trunks locked to avoid theft. Treat the leather articles with soap provided. So it kind of goes on about whole washing and how to wash them. I love this. What a beautiful little thing to have if you're building a Vader costume, to kind of have this detail of how they put that original costume together for the tour. It's just fantastic. So that's one of the things I absolutely love about this. So many beautiful photographs, but also these incredible little descriptions about the original costume and how it was worn. One of the neat things in the book is there are photographs here of the costume, the touring costume being worn by, his name is Kermit Eller. Eller. He's posing for photographs of him wearing the original costume that went on tour. So it's really neat because you get to see one of the, it's not from the movie. Now the movie was one, but it's kind of as close as you're going to get because the touring costumes would have been incredibly similar. So there's some beautiful photographs here of him actually putting it on and showing it being put on. So I love that. I think that's super neat. There's tons of other things in here like posters from the movies, original drawings. Then you've got whole things in here just around Empire Strikes Back and the toys. Toys were put together. Some neat little reproductions of some of the early cards that people collected. I still collect them myself. Boxes from Vader toys. I love this. So it goes on, and comic books. There's tons and tons of information here about Vader. And drawings for the posters. This is one of my favourite little bits. So I've been practicing a lot trying to get my Vader to sound like Vader. And one of the neat things in here is a handwritten script for the scene in Empire Strikes Back. It's a reproduction of the script as it was handed out for the filming on that day. It's written out in pencil, and it's just neatly been reproduced. So the lines are here. I love this. I was practicing my Vader, reading it to the lines that you find here. One of the things that I was practicing doing was I would do my line, I press kind of mute on my remote control. I would give my line, I'd unmute, Luke would give his line, I'd kind of then mute it again, I'd do my line. It was a real neat way of practicing, getting the rhythm and the cadence right for Vader. I think that's a real lovely little addition there. So if you're building Vader, it's not just what you look like, it's getting to sound like him. And that's one of the most difficult parts of the whole Vader build, is the voice and thinking about how you're going to do the voice. So here you go. It's a fantastic book filled full of reproductions and stills from the movies and drawings. And it goes right the way through to Revenge of the Sith and how they kind of produced the armour for Revenge of the Sith. And then there's, let me show you this one. This is just a lovely, this is Empire Strikes Back. There's loads of these fold-outs in the book. But here you have a little drawing of the scene of Vader throwing the Emperor down the shaft. And then it's been given to the artist to colour in as a little poster. So it's just filled full of these neat little things. And I think research is key. So for me, those first few chapters of this book were devoured. I've just turned to this page here. Let me just show you this. This is lovely. So what you had here just after the how to put on the costume is some drawings. So a photograph of an early costume that had been built to just see what George Lucas thought of that costume. And then there's drawings of the early costume and what that was starting to shape up like and look like. And then you've got photographs of the crew that made the costume kind of trying bits on. So you just get some lovely photographs where you can kind of zoom in and have a little bit more of a detailed look on how this costume was put together. You've got some lovely cutouts here for the patterning for Vader's leather undersuit, and they're in here as well. So this book is filled full of some beautiful imagery that I think will help anyone who's building Vader. So there you go, that's a beautiful little book on Vader, the complete Vader. I'll put the ISBN number in the link. I did not find this on Amazon, I actually bought this on eBay. I was surprised. I paid $14.99 for it. It's worth about £30 in the UK. I got a really good bargain and everything is in it. Everything was there. So this is an old copy that I found, but cannot more highly recommend it. So there you go. The complete Vader. If you're building a Darth Vader costume, this definitely is worth checking out. So enjoy cosplaying. Until next time, I'll see you later.